afternoon, good evening, everyone. I'm Commander Frank B. Thompson III from the Harold Washington American Legion Post. This is our hotline. I have a very special guest today,
Sharon Welton.
and she's part of the Auxiliary for the American Legion and
Yes.
others. So I'm missing my comrade today because he's not feeling too good. So, as they say, the show must go on. So without ado, let's get back to Miss Sharon. So how you been doing?
I've been doing okay, Commander.
Yeah,
What about you?
you know how I've been, brushing
Yeah.
and busy and stuff. So tell the audience about yourself.
Well, I'm with the American Legion Auxiliary Unit 87. And
Which is the Giles Post.
Giles Post, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
George L. Giles Post, and I've been with them about 4 years. And within that 4 years, I've come to learn so much about veterans, being that I have veterans in my family, father and 2 brothers, but I just didn't know a whole lot about it at the time, because they didn't talk about it, I didn't ask any questions.
I don't blame you.
And I focused a lot on the health care of the veterans because now that I'm in it, and my brother has been dealing with some health issues, and I'm more focused now on not only assisting him, but with other veterans to
Okay.
get the services that they need.
And by the way, George L. Giles is the oldest African American post in the United States. When the American Legion was formed in 1919 in March, George L. Giles Post was formed in 1919. I think it was in May or June. But anyway, they're 99 years old this year, and they'll turn 100 years old next year, along with the American Legion. And George L. Giles Post is, like I said, one of the first African American posts there is. And it's located 5735
5745.
45, my correction, South State Street. So, if you ever want to get by there to see history, you could come by there and see it. Not only history, but a lot of things that they post. I'm going to get her to tell you what they do.
Well, with the auxiliary, we are always, just like this past Halloween, we always give out candy to the children in the area. We have a barbecue, a fundraiser every year.
Oh,
And,
I'm hungry.
well, I think that's passed. As a matter of fact, we did that
I'm hungry now.
early October. But we're always doing something for the community. In the past, we've had things like we honored the firemen, the policemen.
Right.
We always try to do things and give back to the community and show our appreciation. And basically, Giles is a very busy post. The unit is
Yes, it
always
is.
doing
Yes,
something.
it is.
They're always doing something.
And I got to give it to you, the auxiliary, because you all be on your toes and stuff.
We try. We certainly try.
And they're good cooks.
Yeah, and the legions are very supportive. They are very supportive to the auxiliary.
And also they do special work for the kids also, which she just mentioned about giving away Halloween stuff. For back to school, they be giving away book bags.
Oh yeah, we
and
do the
stuff
book
like
bags.
that.
We do for Christmas. We always have a Christmas party and give away gifts to the kids.
You hear that, don't you, kids?
Busy. Yes, stop by 5745 South State Street. We're always busy. And you can always get some type of information because we, in the past, have had nursing scholarships. We've had a lot of things positive for the community and to encourage our youth to stay in school.
And then too, they have a lot of things on the program, which, let's see if I can zoom in on it. Just a little. But this is the main thing that they have, all the services and stuff that they have at the Giles Post and everything, with their commander, Shine, and the program that they be having is that educational, and they have a reach out program. As she just said, also for the, they feed everybody.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to be no veterans when they feed the community and stuff like that. And then, like they said, it's just for everybody. Chicago Police, Chicago Fire Department, if you're around and stuff like that, they stop through. So come in and say hello and welcome them as well as you could say hello to us as veterans ourselves.
Oh, please do.
So,
Please do.
you're in the home care?
Yes, I've retired from Christ Hospital in behavioral health and
Okay.
education. And basically, how I got into more or less getting services for the veterans is, of course, my brother, because he had such a hard time. And a lot of things the veterans don't know as retired veterans or whatever, they just don't know about a lot of services that they can get.
That's true.
And be it that the VA hospitals are overwhelmed. They are overwhelmed, and I know they do their best, but it's just a lot of veterans that have just been overlooked. And to me, that's not acceptable. And we have these other agencies that want to bridge the gap between the hospital and the patient, which this home health care agency has actually changed a lot of their ways of doing things to accommodate the veterans, because they have a contract with the VA. However, they haven't really gotten any patients from the veterans. And they have licensed clinical social workers to do assessments for behavioral health for the veterans, especially with the PTSD. And we're also even looking to venture out to start PTSD groups for the veterans. So it's a lot of things that we're trying to do, and we just want to make sure that our veterans are taken care of because they took care of us.
And then they have also fellowship with, like she just said, with all veterans, whether you go to Jesse Brown or whether you go to Hines or whether you go to either one. But still in all, a veteran is a veteran. And that's what we preach every week. You know, some veterans, you need to get up and start doing things for yourself if you can. But if you can't, they have help providers, as Sharon just got through talking about, because there are different agencies out there that's willing to help you out. But see, how can they help you out if you all don't give them a call? If they don't know about you, you have to speak up, just like with all these programs that the American Legion be offering for the veterans and stuff like that, helping them getting their DD-214s or whatever it may be, helping them with their benefits and stuff like that. That's our job. That's what we work up on. But as she was saying, we cannot help you if you don't open up your mouth, if you don't call.
Yes, and that's our focus too, because a lot of veterans don't even have their DD-214.
And yes,
Some of them don't even know how to go about getting it.
and that's when we come in, because see, as far as Commander Shine and myself and other American Legion posts, what we call service officers. We have service officers. And what is a service officer? A service officer is like a legal lawyer or legal aid personnel, because see, they tell you about how to go get things, and especially about how to get your discharge upgraded and stuff like that. And it's a lot of veterans out there walking around with dishonorable discharge, general discharge, and honorable condition, whatever it may be, but it's not an honorable discharge. So they have ways that what you could do now. Just contact my post, which is the Harold Washington Post at 773-719-0854. And tell us what your problem is, so we can help you, because we can send you to places where they're willing to help you, especially getting your discharge upgraded and stuff like that. And then like Sharon was saying earlier, you know, a lot of you veterans out there that need you to talk to somebody about getting your benefits and stuff like that. How you gonna get it if you don't come confront somebody about it, or how should you get it? First thing, if you're trying to get any benefits from the VA, something like that, and if you got a health problem, you have to come into urgent care. Come there first, and that's where you start your paperwork from. And then let them give you an examination. And then, you know, we feel bad, like in our community, because see, the idea, we don't, some of us don't want to hear the words psychologist and all like that, you know, because see, the idea, they think if you go see a psych doctor, you crazy. You may not be. But then too, who knows? Everybody need a little help out there. And then I myself, keeping in the eye concept, you know, sometimes, truly enough, I have to talk to a psychiatrist. But see, it's just the idea to help me stay on my page that I'm on, to help me deal with the work I deal with, and help me to help the veterans. Mm-hmm. So now, what do you all have coming up?
Well, definitely we're going to start working on the Christmas thing.
Uh-huh.
You know, I don't know too much about, I know they always do something for the veterans. Always. Veterans Day, there's some kind of food going on, I'm sure. I haven't gotten...
And that's around the corner.
Yes, it is. So I don't have the information for that. But I do want to expound on what you said about psychiatry.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of, when they go into the service, and they are programmed one way to be in the service.
Right.
But then they're not programmed to come back to deal with civilization.
No,
then that's what also they need to do. Think about, hey, I need to talk to somebody so I can get back on this side of civilization as opposed to the way I was trained in the service.
Yes, and that's a deep problem that you just touched off on, because I myself, in the Vietnam era, but when I got out, okay, they program you to survival. Mm-hmm. There's other words you could say, but I'm not gonna say it. But they teach you about survival and everything. Mm-hmm. Okay, and all the techniques that they teach you and stuff like that. Now, when it's time for you to be discharged and stuff like that, well, then that's it. Mm-hmm. So it's not telling you anything about you got to go back to civilian training and stuff like that. So you're so used to the military ways. Now it take years, not months, not weeks, for a person, including myself, to adjust. It took me probably 3 to 5 years to really finally get adjusted back to civilian laws and their ways and stuff. Because see, we so used, and depends on how long you've been in the service, matters also. Mm-hmm. Just as she is saying, you may have PTSD, you may have Agent Orange, you may have some type of problem that you got from being in the service, and you have to find out how you deal with it. And by coming home in the civilian life, they may not know what you've been going through. The only one know is you. So this is where you need to get off your behind and go up there to the VA facility and see a doctor or something.
And if that's not, that's why we're trying to bridge that gap between the VA and the veteran. Because I know the VA is overwhelmed, because I take my brother out there, I know what it is. But these agencies, especially our agency, we take care of the veterans, like if they want to start these appointments they have to go to begin their disability. We help them go through that, as opposed to getting all these appointments at the VA. If whatever order they send over for us to do, we'll take care of that appointment for them.
You all have the facilities and stuff for that.
And we have a team of doctors that will do most of their examinations for them.
And see, this is another thing that that we need. Like it's not always dependent on the VA, because sometimes, as Ms. Sharon said, some of these facilities that they have to offer for the veterans, sometimes they could offer maybe a better situation than the VA. But I know if it comes down to surgery or something like that, they may recommend you to go back to the VA. But as far as dealing with your health and stuff like that, you can deal with local agency, but it has to be through the VA in order to get in touch with them and stuff. But see, then about your programs and stuff like that, as she was saying, they have cars to pick you up and stuff.
We can set that up for them. We don't per se have our cars, but whatever they need, we will have it set up for them. And we also have, I have to just definitely expand on that, because our agency has the LCSW, which is the licensed clinical social worker, that will do basically all of their assessments for them and get them to the right place, especially with the psychiatrist or psychologist or whatever is needed. And then also our nurses and doctors will also do basically all the paperwork that's needed to get you closer to your disability or whatever that is you're working on. Because I know since being involved with the auxiliary and taking my brother back and forth to the hospital, I've never heard of anything called, service connected. And I asked them, what is service connection? Excuse me. And they said you had to be 100% disabled before, man, I don't know what's happening. 100% disabled before you're allowed to
Get dental.
get any services.
Uh-huh.
Oh, pardon me.
But now you have to be 100% to get dental. That's true enough. But a lot of things, you know, like they evaluate you up on your disability and stuff like that, and then you have to be have a enough service connect, because see, if you get it from 10 to 40% service connect, but then that means you have to have a copay, which we're fighting right now, which they call a means test. Means test is they go by your income. And if your income is higher than what it should be, but that's when the mean test will come into bracket, because see, that means they charge you for a certain amount for to come in to see your doctors and stuff like that. And then they charge you a certain amount for your medicine. But see, then all over 50%, but then that's, you know, all your medicine and everything will be free, except for dental. And like I said, we're fighting dental right now with through our Congress and our legislatures, because see, they need to pass the HR 455 dental plan. So that means everyone, if you served in the United States Armed Forces, well, you deserve to have free dental care, which we don't. And see, that's a lot of other things, as she was just saying, that her agency does in order to keep to help the veterans to get their benefits.
Yes, and also this insurance that the veterans have, the TRICARE.
Right.
And we don't know about how they go about getting that, because just like my family member, my brother, he didn't even know he had TRICARE until one of his bills came in the mail and they said something about TRICARE, and he had me to call, and he had it and didn't know it.
Yeah, see, a lot of veterans don't know, but see, if, like say your brother got it through the mail, some get it through the mail and still don't know, because see, they don't pay no attention.
Exactly. And the thing of it is, but and I know some of the veterans, it's with them going through the things that they're going through, a lot of them just give up.
Yes,
and that's something that they just can't do. They need to call us or call someone to kind of assist them and push them along to work on getting the benefits that are available to them, and especially the health care.
Right, and it means so much about your health, because see, the idea is, when I speak about my health, I'm not just talking about my health, period, because see, I'm looking at me as an individual, person, but see, there too, outside just me, it's other than myself, because see, I got grandkids, I got family, you know, I got loved ones, I got siblings, you know, it goes down the line. So, you know, it's just not you trying to represent yourself, you representing everything that you stand for and people that love you.
Exactly. And what we do at Home Health Connect, we try to do that holistic approach, and that is to deal with all aspects of life. You know, we go from the mental, physical, we do it all. And definitely, I feel with the veterans, they need that more psychological aspect to kind of change things and start to have them think about some of the positive things and kind of move away from the things that they had to deal with in service, because they're back here in civilization where they have to adapt again. And that's hard. That's really hard.
It's very hard. And then not only that, you got to get, as she was just speaking of, that self-esteem.
Definitely.
You got to get that back because, see, as we was just talking about a little earlier, some veterans, don't want to do anything. They feel that there's nothing they can't do. There's no such thing as a can't. You can if you put your foot forward out there. Because, see, that I did, in order for this to work, you have to work it. You have to help to work it yourself. Because, like I said, in order, God help those that help themselves. That means you got to put footwork into it. Mm-hmm. And what you all doing for Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving, I don't know what they've gotten planned, but trust me, it'll be something going on.
All right.
Giles is always doing something.
Yes, they do.
I don't care. You walk in there and they are so pleasant. You walk in there, they don't ask you whether you're a veteran or an auxiliary member. You're just family.
Yes, and if you all have something, I hope you all listen, Giles, because I'm coming in for a turkey leg.
Oh, wow.
But Commander Shine, he welcomes, he do a lot of things for the community. And when we talk about community, it's not, people understand me, when I say community, it's not just the area that they're in. The community for the American Legion is the United States. Mm-hmm. The city of Chicago is our community. The state of Illinois is our community. It's wherever we could reach out for and where we could help. That's what we call community. It's not just next door, down the street or whatever it is, a couple of miles or something like that. If you could come, you would be fed. You guarantee that. They'll make sure of that. Mm-hmm. And as far as music and stuff like that, if you feel like tap your feet on the floor or something like that, you're welcome. Mm-hmm. But see, this is the family. This is what we're talking about now. About treat people as if they was family. And these are the holidays that we need to get together. And this is what the American Legion and a lot of other posts is trying to do. We're trying to reach out to you because, see, these are the crucial holidays that people look up to. Thanksgiving, Christmas coming around here. And speaking of Christmas, we have a little operation going on about gifts to the Yanks. Gifts to the Yanks, we go to nursing homes, see about the veterans that's in the nursing homes, male and females, and offer them certain things for Christmas and stuff. They have an opportunity of picking out one item between 3 or maybe 4, and then we give it to them either Christmas Eve or Christmas. Some nursing homes want to have their own Christmas plays and stuff and want to give it to them maybe a week before. But see, we like to give it to them, Christmas Eve or Christmas, because see, it's no good you give it to them a week or 2 weeks ahead of time, which they'll love it, but see, they still save when it comes down to Christmas Eve or Christmas, because see, the idea they already got it, and it take the joy out of it. So this is the things we do for the American Legion. And also, if you want to say anything, a shout out for anybody.
Well, I always, and whenever I get a chance to thank a veteran, I do. And thank you, veterans, for our freedom, for just going there. You're giving up your freedom over here and giving up your family members, but just to go and protect our country, thank you.
Oh, and I would like to say shout out to the First Lady and to my producer out there, my technician, and his lovely wife from the Harold Washington Auxiliary. Had to do that because if I step outside that door, I may get hit.
Okay. Oh.
But I want everybody to pay attention, and this is the crucial holidays. Please, not just the veterans, but look after the all seniors all over. And it's going to start getting cold. Pay attention to them as well. And if you could feed a neighbor or a stranger, please do it, because see, sometimes you may need it yourself. But with that, I would like to tell everybody that, the greatest gift in the world is to love. And I'd like to thank my sister Sharon for coming down here today, to
Thank
being with us. And I'd like to thank the Giles Post for giving her a little break. And also, Shine, put on that turkey, because we coming. And I'd like to thank everybody for watching us. And I'd like to say good night, and I love you, and sleep well.